Video games could be absolutely awesome. Sometimes you might not even be able to put them down, like this. This controller's been stuck to my hand for about 2 weeks now. Starting to get a bit worried. But others can be really annoying, to the point that they just make you give up, leaving it in your library to rot like the scum it is. We found this happens too often, well, to me anyway, so we've listed 5 times we just gave up in video games, or the working title, 5 times I was just bad at video games. In Little Big Planet, you play as Sackboy. We do question the name too, it's a little odd. And with this character, you have endless possibilities to do whatever you want. Recreate famous Mario levels or famous movies. It really is endless. However, the possibilities aren't endless when you're someone like me, a person who can't develop a video game. The only code I know is that green gobbledygook code out of the Matrix. So when faced with blank canvas, it's hard to get an idea out there and take full potential of the game that you paid full retail price for. I have spent countless hours in Little Big Planet trying to make something that's at least enjoyable, and it just doesn't work. So after trying and trying, I gave up. I just couldn't see that little prick made out of wool again. What makes this worse is that I returned in 2 sequels to try and be the video game developer I was born to be, and I ultimately failed, making me even more angry. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting a different outcome. Maybe I'm insane. Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Oh, Dark Souls, a game which is loved by so many and hated by equally as many, myself included. Granted, Dark Souls is hard, that's its whole selling point and that's why people love it, but when it takes a whole weekend for me to not even kill the first boss, that's taking the mickey. Yes, I have not beaten the first boss in Dark Souls 3. I am proud. I'm very annoyed, but I'm proud. Because of this extreme difficulty and that almost Groundhog Day loop gameplay, I just gave up and I could not play it because apparently these hands can't destroy Lord Buckethead or whatever his name was. But you know, I have thought about revisiting it. I recently played Jedi Fallen Order to get myself ready for it. Let's you know what? Yeah, let's do this. Action-adventure games are always very enticing. They lure you in with giant weapons and really big monsters to kill. Then they trip you over and try to kill you. Because games like these have a very big learning curve. There's always so much information to learn that it just takes a millennium to get to grips with it all. It is no different in Monster Hunter World. You play a hunter who, well, hunts down monsters, and there is so much to learn. There's armor and weapons and medicine and cute animals to learn, all which have separate abilities and specific details about how to kill certain monsters, and I just can't deal with it anymore. There's more things to memorise in Monster Hunter World than there was in my GCSEs, and I took Spanish. For a devoted player with loads of time on their hands, this is probably a very good game, but for someone like me who plays a lot of games and doesn't have time for all of them, it just can't be bothered. Like, what the hell even is a bagel goose anyway, except from something I really want to have as a pet? All this confusion and learning made me give up because I'm not going back to school.
This time I'm ready. Because I know war.
War never changes.
Before I buy a game, I like to check how long it is, because then I know if I'm going to get bored by the end of it. You see, I normally avoid longer games because, you know, jobs are sort of a thing. But once in a blue moon, a Fallout or Witcher game comes out and I just sort of buy it without checking. And then about 3 hours in, I realise, yeah, this is going to be a slog. And this is what happened to me when I played Fallout 4. I love Fallout. I love the setting, the concept, the music. It's amazing. I could just never force myself to get through like however long the game is. I think Fallout 4 was like 400 hours. So after reaching Diamond City, I gave up. I sort of thought it'd be better if we parted ways here. I just couldn't psych myself up to play the rest of the game. And I see you writing that comment. I am as much as a gamer as the next person. I just hate playing longer games. Glad I got that off my chest.
One more big score. We got enough money to leave. What do you think?
Save files should have the complete opposite effect of making us want to give up. They're meant to make us feel safe and that everything's going to be alright. It's like drinking a hot cup of cocoa under your covers in bed. However, sometimes those save files corrupt. There's a glitch in the system and they just disappear, corrupting themselves for no better reason than making us want to give up. And that happened to me in Red Dead Redemption 2. Probably, one of the worst games for that to happen in. About halfway through the game, my save file decided to do a Shawshank Redemption and escape my console, leaving me to have two options: either replay the 20 hours plus that I already played, or just give up. And yeah, I picked the second option because not even Arthur Morgan can get me to replay that 5-hour long prologue. Yeah, I said it. So that was 5 times we just gave up in video games, simply because we were either terrible at it or we just couldn't be bothered. When was the time you gave up and what game was it in? Comment it down below and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching this video. I've been Harry Gray, and can you do me a favour? Can you have a great day? Thank you.